Kimistry. You have tuned in to sharing divine guidance and counsel through the art of tarot. Open your minds and your hearts. Welcome the host, Kimistry.
Grand rising, grand rising, grand rising. Good afternoon, kings, queens, gods, and goddesses. Namaste. Welcome to day 2, sharing divine guidance through the art of tarot. I am your host, Kimistry, the Star Soul, Alchemist 1111. Welcome to Vent Radio and TV, where a lot of stuff goes on. This is Empowerment Sunday. I'm realizing that I need to make sure I say I'm grateful to be here, grateful to be a part of the community. Today, I am tapping into money. We're going to talk money through the tarot. So if you know someone who is in business right now.
We got to start over.
Okay. For those of you who are on my live, we got to start over. So give me a minute.
No, go ahead.
Okay. Okay. So, if you know someone is in business and they may be struggling a little bit and they want to know what could be keeping them, what could be the block to their financial success, they can call in at 248-429-7224. That's 248-429-7224. Or you can just join in and watch, because I'm going to do it collectively. However, if you call in and you just wanted a few cards to figure out what it is, what is your personal block, you can give a call. Otherwise, I am going to do it for the collective. We call it a general reading. General readings is where we communicate an overall of what's going on in the collective. So we're all connected in some shape, some form, some fashion. And so what we do is we give out the information that Spirit gives concerning the collective, concerning what goes on in the community of spirits or people. And you can take what works for you. Like, yeah, I get that. I resonate with that. And then if it's something that you don't, then you can just say, hey, that part's not for me. Generally, if you want a personal sit-down one-on-one, that's where we get more intimate, where it's more directed to you as a person. So if you are watching or listening, invite someone out and say, hey, you've been working on your business and she's got something to say through the cards concerning your finances. So what I do, I have several decks here, and I'm really just I picked them all up. I don't really know what direction I'm going to go. I'm going to kind of let my spirit lead. So I'm going to do a quick prayer. Father, we just thank you for this day, for truly it's the day that you have made. We shall rejoice and be glad in it. I thank you for all that you're doing. We thank you for our angels, archangels, spirit guides, ancestors, and our whole host of heavenly realm that have protected us and kept us throughout the week and who have guided us on our journeys. And so I ask that as I pull these cards, give me what to say, and give me wisdom that something I say will help someone on their journey. So we just thank you for the message. We thank you. All right, so I have this deck that's called the Law of Attraction. And I'm going to pull, hey Barb, I'm going to pull a message from the Law of Attraction. And again, today's topic is what's blocking your money flow. For some of us, it could be mindset. For some of us, it could be lack of preparation or fear. Sometimes we are not making an abundance because we fear starting something, or we fear that we won't be successful with something. So we're going to pull this Law of Attraction card and see what message we have. And the first one out is, I'm going to put my glasses on. Y'all know how I got to do. So this card says, I will tell my story as I want it to be. Now, right off the back is, we're told in biblical terms to speak those things that be not as though they were. And I know for a fact, a lot of times we look at our reality and we begin to see or believe what we're seeing. So if you're having financial setbacks and you're focusing on the financial setbacks, it makes it harder for you to come up with a resolution, to come up with a solution. But if you begin to focus on what I want it to look like, and then ask your spirit guides, seek counsel, and other business entrepreneurs or other people who are already in business, and say, hey, this is what I want to see happen. How do I get there? So you have to begin to tell the story, collective, about what it is that you want to see happen within your business, within your finances, within your family. And only you know that story. So I just got walked in on Diva D's show, and she had a host of writers and storytellers on her show. Well, you guys have to become a host of writers and storytellers and allow yourself to see where that story goes. So I'm going to read what the card says. And again, this is from my Law of Attraction deck. So collective, if you let your dominant intentions be to revise and improve the content of the story you tell every day of your life, it is the absolute promise to you that your life will become that improving story. For by the powerful law of attraction, the essence of that which is like unto itself is drawn, it must be. So in other words, it's saying, listen, when you begin to tell your story the way you want it to be, then you're going to create, or you're going to bring into your presence the likeliness of those things. And I find with myself, as I am learning to flow within the law of attraction, flow within even the biblical principles about speaking those things that be not as though they were. Whatever you focus on, let this mind be in you. You got to focus on the positive things, because the negative aspects, again, of your financial situation will continue to tell more stories of that, or continue to keep you in that vibration where you're looking at the lack and not where you desire to be. So you have to see it, believe it within your own mind. Some of you, as an advice to begin to see what you want to create, start a vision board, okay? So what I'm going to do is, on that card, I'm going to pull from another deck just to see what the blockages is on that particular card. If you would like to call in and just ask personally what it is that you can do or change for your financial situation, what is blocking your flow, you can call me at 248-429-7224. All right, so the card that came out is honoring your path. Honoring your path is really about saying, okay, I have made some mistakes, or I've made some long strides. Begin to be grateful for right where you are. Be present. And scripture tell you, if you're faithful over little things, you're faithful over the small things, God will make you ruler over many. So the thing is, if you want an increase, you have to show God first, or show the universe, because we can't do anything without God. It's just, you need him in your life. And so with your creativeness, you're able to tell God that you're grateful for where I am. I get why I'm here, God. I know why I had this setback, and begin to make the adjustments. But make sure that you're honoring where you are. Everything happens for a reason. There are no coincidences in life. So if you are, have kind of beat up on yourself for where you are, switch that and change your mindset and say, you know what, I'm in a better place. I've learned something. I've had an upgrade. I'm better in business because I'd made that failure. There was a preacher that I heard some years ago, and she preached, my failures was included too. God knows you're gonna fail. If you don't know everything, you're subject to trip. You're subject to make mistakes, and that is okay, because mistakes are made to be recognized so we can make the adjustments. And I guess Spirit really wants you guys to get into a place where you recognize that you're doing okay. So we got the great achievement. Celebrate where you are. I'm channeling, like, when you begin to celebrate right where you are, acknowledge your achievement. Don't look at nobody else, because if you're looking at other people, it can make you sick. Trust me. You have to understand that you can't do what you don't know. And so you study the great ones, but don't compare yourself to the great ones. Celebrate where you are. What have you achieved so far? Because the lack of gratitude will cause you to, again, focus on where you're not, which doesn't help you move forward, which causes you to be stuck. So some of you guys in the collective, with this card, this guy is stuck in the mud. He's stuck. His truck can't go anywhere, but there's a rainbow just on the other side of him being stuck. And the thing is, if you don't turn around, if you don't look on the other side, if you don't look at the other side of you being stuck, you won't see the rainbow. You won't see that there's going to be brighter days. You won't see that, the rainbow in biblical principles is the promise that everything going to be all right. So there's a promise to all of us that it's going to be okay. So if you've been struggling in your finances, and you've been stuck a little bit, the first thing out was learn to be grateful. Learn to show God gratitude. Open up your heart and say, God, I'm grateful for where I am right now. So what I'm going to do is I am going to pull another law of attraction card just to see what else we can come up with. So again, if you like to know personally what could be blocking you in your financial successes, please invite somebody to join in. Give us a call at 248-429-7224. All right, so what other messages do we have? Okay, the next card out. My attention to it invites the essence of it. So again, this is going back to what you're focusing on. Are you focusing on the positive aspects? Are you doing your research? Are you saying, okay, I don't know how to do X, Y, and Z? Whatever it is that you're producing, whatever it is that you have your hands to, whatever it is that you have your hands to, are you doing the research that you need and focusing on how to make it successful up more than you are focusing why it's not, or that it's not working? So change your why. How can I make this better? How can I build on it? What can I do? What do I have already in my possession that I can build on? So the card says anything you are giving your attention to is an invitation to the essence of it. Saying I want money, but it will not come is the same as saying come to me, absence of money, which I do not want. When you are thinking of money in the way that will make it come to you, you always feel good. When you are thinking of money in the way that keeps it from coming to you, you always feel bad. That is how you know the difference. And so this is saying, when you're talking about money, change your relationship with money. If you are constantly talking about the negatives of money, you're going to feel some kind of way. It's going to bring a negative vibe. It's going to bring a negative feeling. But when you begin to say, money comes to me, the doors are opening for me for a financial overflow. I have sowed seeds, God, and I thank you that my seeds are being blessed, that they are coming back. They are reaping a harvest, that they are abundantly coming in. So, and I don't know everything because I'm learning it myself, changing my language and changing my relationship with money so that I can create a better circumstance for myself. So on the top of that, I'm going to pull from my 7 Oracles deck. I just want to see what messages it has to relate to that particular card. So let's see what messages we have to piggyback on changing your relationship, how you see money, how you talk about it, focusing on the good stuff. When we gonna get to the good part? Get down to the good parts. All right, so we got ears wide open. And then we have the uncharted seas. Now, with the ears wide open card, there is a fox here. And I'm just going to have to be honest about the fox. And one thing about when you're trying to do increase, yes, people who scam and do all kinds of matter of evil exist. And the fox is usually a sneaky MFer. Okay, I'm just going to say it like that because I can't stand scammers. I can't stand people who do things unjustly. So this is saying, listen, don't focus on how to get over or how to do this, in a way that's going to step on somebody else. Make sure that whatever you are doing as you are pursuing money, as you are pursuing your career, that it is done with a good heart, that is done with good intentions and not with the matter of sneakiness, because you reap what you sow. And most people who have done something in the dark or done things underhandedly, it comes back to them. Trust and believe. You might not see it right away, but God knows, okay? So, and it also says ears wide open. Keep your ears open for opportunities, or if you're praying about your situation. Usually, I find it, I mean, it's just crazy how when I begin to really open up my mouth, I have a problem with praying. I can pray for you, but speaking over my own self, I'm working on that. And I find now when I open up my mouth and I say, God, I need this, I need to see this, it shows up on my path. But you have to be aware. You got to be listening. Something comes on the news talking about finances, to help you evolve or help you shift how you're doing it. Also in this card is a 33, the number 33. 33 is a master number of creating. So keep your ears open, on things that will help you grow your business, things that help you grow your finances. Your money is energy, and it can flow, it can grow, but you have to give it thought. Where do I put this? There's investment groups that people are joining, like Robin Hood, and what's the other one I got? I can't think of it right now, but there's another one out there where you can maybe start out doing small investments and then learn how to, Grand Rising Brenda, where you can learn how to increase your finances. There's a story in the Bible where the king came in and he gave three people coins, and one invested his coin, one buried his coin, and another one multiplied. It's been a long time since I read it, so go back and look at it, find it, and when the king came back to see what they did with the money, he was angry with the one who buried. You did nothing with the stuff I gave you. So God has given some of us abundance, and you're doing nothing with it. You're sitting on it, or you spending it. So you might want to watch your spending. You might want to be careful. Don't deceive yourself. There's gonna come lean and fat days. There's gonna be days where things gonna be really good, and there's gonna be days where you want to pull back and say, I really need to be honest about where the economy is. Or you might be in a place of abundance. Give, and it shall be given unto you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over. So be a giver, okay? Now the uncharted seas for me, again, is still about doing the research. What is it going to take for you to see your seeds multiply? What do I have to do? What do I have to give up? What unknown territory, because you can't, what's this saying? Doing the same things and expecting different results. So whatever you've been doing up to now, and you have not seen that increase, you have not seen growth when it comes to your finances, could be stopping your flow. And Spirit is calling you to do some research and figure out what feels good to you. What can you look into? Businesses, or again, financial institution. Learning the law 72. What money market accounts can we get into where we're going to get a greater return? Because if you put your money in like Chase and Bank of America, you're not going to get a great return in their savings institution. So you might want to do some research and say, well, I want to put some of my money in the money market account because they're giving 6% or they're giving 8%. You may have to get in a more, or you may be willing to do a more aggressive savings. They have annuities, all different things. So whatever it is that you're trying to do to increase your money, and I should know all of this. So one day we're going to do this again. I'm going to go back and look at my old stuff from when I was with Primerica Financial Services. I learned a lot about, multiplying my money, multiplying my seeds, putting the money in the right institute, how long it's going to grow, how long. So it takes us looking into what to do with your finances. All right, so I'm going to pull a couple of tarot cards just to see what piggybacks on what can be blocking you as well. Let's see. Money, 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 money. All right, so we have the Eight of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, and the Page of Swords in reverse. So Pentacles is always about money. And it's funny, we got every element except for the emotional realm. This is the wands that are about your inspiration. So this is being inspired to move forward, to make something happen. So if some of our listeners are moving in fear, that's a part of your money blockage. That's part of what's blocking you from your greatness. And so this is saying, listen, you can move forward. There's many options out there, but you have to be able to open up your mind, open up your understanding, open up a book. You know, they got a saying, if you want to hide something from certain people, put it in the book, because we won't open and read. And now life is so much easier. We have the internet. You can Google anything. You don't have to read anymore. There is Amazon Books or Audible. So if this is about increasing your knowledge, so you can have greater options, greater paths to, this is a pentacle, this is to your money. And the Queen of Pentacles is about you're stabilized, you've done the homework, and you know how to maintain and grow your money. It's in reverse, so it's like you may right now don't know that, you know. And so this is a call for some of you. If you want to be more successful with your money, it's now time to take a look at, you know, what have I been doing with my money, you know, and has it bought me a solid increase? So I'm going to pull another Law of Attraction card. Again, if you would like to ask me a question, if you would like to get a personal, what is your Pacific blockage, give me a call at 248-429-7224. I would love to hear from you. I would love to tap in and see how you can be a better manifester, how you can create a better financial situation for yourself. And it doesn't matter where you are right now, trust me, because there's a lot of people struggling right now. But again, it's about changing your perspective about where you are. It's about saying, okay, what is my next move? Being strategic, creating plans so that you can come out of your current situation. So this says, achieving success is my natural birthright. Now that sounds good to me, because sometimes we can look at other people like, I can never do that. Oh, they're so prosperous. Oh, they're doing so well. And you don't see yourself as prosperous, and you don't see yourself as able to create something special, and you have it. And this is saying, this is your birthright. You know, for our we are connected to the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. You got kingship in you. You know, so you have royalty in you. So it's your birthright, because your Father, which art in heaven, owns all the cattle on 1,000 hills. So we just have to tap into that and believe that if God is abundant, you are abundant. Yes. You know, and we got to work on not believing the negative narrative. You know, the Bible says that the poor going to always be with you. And it's unfortunate. It's not like they cannot come out of being poor. But if your mind is poor, if the way you see money is poor, if the way you handle your money is poor, then the poor are going to always be with us. So for those of you that's listening that will receive this message, I approve this message that who you are, your birthright is success. Your birthright is financial increase. We just have to learn how to reprogram what we say. I've never thought to say it's my birthright to be successful. So I thank God for this message. I receive it myself. And this card also is a number 4. 4 is a stable number. So this is an invitation that, you know, understanding that who you are and your connectedness to the owner of everything, the creator of everything, puts you in a position to be abundant. It puts you in a position to be an owner of real estate. It puts you in a position to be an owner of stocks and bonds and wherever else your heart seems fit to do. We just have to, one, identify that we can do it, that it's our birthright, and begin to change the way we think and the way we set our attentions. And I like this, if I ain't said nothing else, it's your birthright. So you are meant to succeed, and failure should feel bad to you. It feels bad. Life is supposed to go well for you, and when it does not, there is something wrong. But what is wrong is not something that is outside of you over which you have no control. What is wrong is within you, and you do have control. And taking control is not difficult to do once you understand the bias of who you are, the basis of who you are, the basics of the law of attraction, and the value of your personal emotional guidance system. So this is saying, listen, if your emotions, if you're feeling some kind of way about where you are financially today is the day to say, okay, I'm going to change how I feel about this. I'm going to change my emotional relationship to my situation and to the money. And I am going to know that I am connected to God, which is higher than myself, who is connected to everything. And all I got to do is ask. Hello. And since I said that, I'm going to pull, I have my angel cards here. This deck is called the Angel Answers. So I don't know what's going to come out of them, but we're going to pull a couple for that particular card. So it is saying it is your birthright. So what messages from the angels do we have to add to it's your birthright? All right, a few things came out. Okay, so I'm going to read the bottom card here. You know, money doesn't do us any good if you're not healthy. Hello. So some of you guys might be fatigued, I feel. And so you have the will to do, but you don't have the strength to do. And so some of you listeners, we need to work on our health, because your health is wealth. And we need to change our relationship to food and money. So as you look at your health, you can be rich, but if you're ill or if you're sick, it doesn't do you any good, to have abundance and not be in a place where you're well enough to travel or you're well enough to share it with someone else because of your health. So this is a call that if you understand who you are, we got to correct our health, because there is no weapon that is formed against us shall prosper. And if you recognize some things within your body that's going to try to limit you or stop you through the realm of health, be watchful for that, because that could very well be a blockage. This is the reconsider card. It's time to reconsider again our relationship to money, our relationship to our health. How do we rethink it? How do we reprogram our minds? How do we take action? Because you can think a thing, we can think a thing all we want, but are we going to take action? I know, I'll just use an example. My son is getting married April the 16th, so I've been really, really busy getting things done. However, I've neglected to go to the gym. And my goal was to be under a certain weight by the time, my son's wedding's here. So I need to know, one thing is, I felt better when I was eating better. I felt better when I was going to the gym. And so recognizing that, should cause me or urge me to get back on task. And I want to be healthier, so when my financial situation turns around, I want to be able to, for those that know me, know I want to go to Egypt. That's one of my dreams, and it's very hot, and a whole bunch of other things. I want to go to the pyramids of Giza, and it's going to require a lot of walking. And if my knees hurt, my back hurt, and I'm heavy and sweating, that's not going to work. So I have to align my health with my desire. So that's a sidebar. For those of you who are looking to figure out what it is that you want to do and what direction you need to take for your money, it's everything you need you're going to find within. And that's what this other card was saying. It's like, it's not without you. You have to really, really focus on internally what you want, and put that broadcast out so that you can receive the answers. Another sidebar is starting in the month of April. Many of you know it doesn't matter how much information you gain. Life is going to throw some curveballs at you. Life will take you down some dark places, and I have actually been down that dark place, that dark road. I call it the dark night of the soul, and God has shifted me and given me some other names to give it, but I want to wait to share it in the month of April. I'm bringing in people who have experienced the dark night of soul, so they could tell their story or your dark place or depression. And if you're listening, you would like to talk to me and maybe be a part of that show and share your experience and how you came out. I'd be very, very interested to hear that story, because people need to know that, troubles don't last always, but the sun rises and shines on the just as well as on the just as well as the unjust, and that it rains on everybody as well. So it's not what we go through, it's how we go through. And I know when you say that sounds simple, but it ain't, and it is. I'm just saying. So I will be sharing that with the community of listeners next week. So if you know somebody battling with depression or battling with feeling lost or hopeless, I pray that the people that I'm bringing in, along with my own testimony, that we can make that shift. And so, again, let's talk about blockages, which concerning your finances. If your mind ain't right, and you're in a dark place, that could definitely be a block for you feeling successful, feeling like, or having the vibration of success when your mind is in a dark place. So the last card from this deck would be the trust card. We have to trust that God wants the best for us, the very best for us. It doesn't matter who you are, for God loves the world that he gave his only begotten son. That's everybody. And we have to trust in the power within us, the power around us, to release old burdens, to release old ideas. You are programmable and upgradable. We are programmable and upgradable. So ask yourself, or say, Spirit, I'm ready to be upgraded. I want to be a better business partner. I want to be a better entrepreneur. I want to be a better wife. I want to be a better sister. I want to be a better parent. I want to be whatever it is. I want to be better. Go within and trust that the universe will guide you on the path. But you have to be willing. Not my will, but thine will be done. Can you give up your ego? Can you sit your personality down, who you think you are? And God says, this is who I really called you to be. Can you trust in that divine inner calling to get on the path that is designed for you? So for those of you who are looking and you've been feeling alone and by yourself and you don't know which way to go, this is a time to realign with the Creator, because Spirit knows the way. God knows the way. And you, again, it's your birthright. I like that. It's my birthright to be successful. It's my birthright to have money flow to me. We started talking junk back in the day in the church because you heard a lot of money cometh preaching. But at the end of the day, we should be able to attract the financial wealth that we need to. Scriptures say that the shrewd are more, what is it? Dang it, I just lost it. The shrewd are more, I'm going to look the scripture up and I'm going to bring it back to you. Some people, are more aware of how money works, and they know how to manipulate it. And we haven't been taught that. They ain't teach us economics like we really need to be taught in school and all of this other stuff. So we got to teach ourselves. We can't continue to be in the blind and then just think things are going to fall in our laps. There is a method to the madness, and we got to get on board. Hello there, my friend. This is Key Bell is my friend and one of my gurus. We talk spirituality and practicality and all those good things. So thank you for joining me today as we move into the vibration of figuring out, there are laws and principles that we have been taught, and sometimes we just need to be reminded. I preached a message some years ago, and I can't tell you where it's from. It's been a long time, y'all. But the message, I remember the message clearly. It was like reminding you to remind yourself that of all the things that God has done for you. God has done so much for us already that sometimes it's easy to forget when you get into a place where things don't seem to be going your way. You be like, where is God? And God's like, you remember what I did for you last month? You remember what I did for you last year? Are you trusting me? I've been had your back. So you have to trust your internal guidance and trust and be reassured. Well, you too black to be blushing. Be assured that God is on our side. He is not against us. He's with us. And we have to, be reassured that. And sometimes it's hard. I'm not going to tell you no lie that it is, always simple. But, one of the revelations that I have gotten this week about the things that we endure, I don't know. I love pecans. I love walnuts. However, them are not the easiest nuts to get into, right? So some of you guys, you are a nut. You are a nut, and you got all of this shell around you. You have learned stuff that's keeping you stuck in the potential of who you are is in that nut. And sometimes life got to bring out the big old pliers. You remember that thing? The nutcracker. And I can, if that nut had feelings, I can imagine that crap hurts, being broken into, being broke apart. But there is something on the inside that it has value. It's good for the soul, So imagine right now you may have a shell around you, and you say, God, how do I come out of this? And so I can plant this seed, so I can be the full potential of myself, so I can be the full potential of what you called me to be. So my money can be my money is in a nut, and I need to get it. I need to get my money out the nut. Okay, that didn't sound too hot. Sorry, y'all. I got a little dirty bad sometimes, but that didn't sound right. But anywho, that made me blush. Okay, but to say it's your money is trapped, it's restricted, and we need to say, okay, God, how do I get in the nut so I can release the potential of my money making opportunities? All right. Oh, I love that. Okay, now let's see. I'm going to pull another law of attraction card, and I'm running out of time. I wish some of you guys would join me, but I have to remind myself, despise not the time of small beginnings. I'm praying that somebody's listening to me and I'm making them laugh a little bit, or they receive the message with open heart. I think I'm giving something good, so we just going to, if the messages come to me, I'm happy, okay? I send y'all all love and light, and I thank God for my Facebook listeners and people who have joined me live on Facebook. So I was admonish you guys that's watching, if you feel like you gain anything in here and something I said that will help somebody else, say listen to this. This kind of helped me out a little bit. I'm going to share the video anyway, and help me be exposed so that we can connect to a greater audience, so people can get this information. I ain't here for nothing now. All right, so here it says, I can see my world through the eyes of Source. So we just talked about that. So, I would say some of y'all pretend like you're God. How does God see his world, his creation? Then you got to put yourself in his shoes. I know that sounds like some big shoes to fill, but it's not like we're not capable. The scripture said, I know the thoughts and the plans that I have for you, thoughts of peace and not of evil, and to bring you to an expected end. And most people start at well, we don't know God's thoughts. That's not true. If you ask the right questions, if you connect with him, there's nothing that God wants to withhold from us. Nothing. And so if understanding God's world, or the way God sees things, and we are created in an image, wouldn't it make sense? So this is a good lesson for me. Wouldn't it make sense to see it from the eyes of God? And that's got to be a game changer. Hello. Sound like the ice cream truck. Hello. That's got to be a game changer to look at it from the eyes of God. How does he see his creation? When he created it, what did he mean? The abundance of wealth and the season. I don't know how to tell you how to look at it. Pray about it. Say, well, God, how do I see your world the way you want me to see it? And just pray about it and see what happens there. So I'm going to read the card. And look at this, y'all. I don't know what God doing, but I'm reading without glasses. Hello. So I've been praying over my eyes. So you guys keep praying for me, because I believe God is a healer, and that healing still lies within us. We just have to continue to believe that we are already healed. So by choosing better feeling thoughts, and by speaking more of what you do want and less of what you do not want, you will greatly tune yourself to the vibrational frequency of your broader perspective. To see your world through the eyes of Source is truly the most spectacular view of life. For from the vibrational vantage point, you are in alignment with and therefore in the process of attracting only what you would consider to be the very best of your world. I want to read that again, okay? To see your world through the eyes of Source is truly the most spectacular view of life. For from that vibrational vantage point, you are in alignment and therefore in the process of attracting only what you would consider to be the very best of your world. I am going to take this home, and this is homework for me. I'm gonna put it up because I like to re-listen to myself sometimes. So I don't think I can read backwards though, so it's coming out backwards. But so my homework and your homework would be is to ask yourself, how does God see the world? How will God see your situation? And then begin to move in that vibration. And you would absolutely, I agree with that, should only be able to receive the best if your mind and your thoughts are on the guy who only wants to see the good for you and not evil. He's not focusing on the evil. He's focused on the good for you. So if we focus on the good for us, then good should show up on our path. Hallelujah. Glory to God. So I'm going to pull. It's 1:46. My time is winding down. So I'm going to what I'm going to do to top this off, I'm going to pull 1 or 2 cards from all of these decks. And we're not going to pull another attraction and go ahead through this. So this is from my quantum deck, my quantum oracle deck. So we have the teacher here. Remember, I said if we want to do better in our finances, if we want to do better with our money, we got to learn money. We got to learn how it works. What investments can we make? Where can we put it? What's the law of 72? How do I multiply my dollars? What is my mindset about money that's keep blocking me? Because if you think you're not going to have nothing, or I don't want to be rich. That's a lie. You lying. You just don't have the effort or the energy or the mindset to be rich. And rich is not always about money. You could have the simplest life with money flowing the way you want it to flow and feel abundant. So it's just about teaching yourself what is important to you, how does it fit you, and discovering a new reality if your old reality sucks, okay? Find you somebody who thinks like you, you can connect with people who are, understand money, connect with people who are doing better than you. That's what I read this morning. Connect with people doing better than you. How you gonna learn about money and you hanging out with Cousin Pookie? And Cousin Pookie is out there selling dope, and he don't even know how to manage the money he's selling dope. So connect yourself with people who are in business or who know about money and who, and that will bring you a greater perspective. You got the Healing Light card here. I'm going to say this card has a vibration of 8. And if you look around, it's kind of like, for me, the world is in your hand. But you have to turn it over or see it again. And this is a confirmation. See it the way Spirit will see. 8 is a number of new beginnings. So if you just decide in the day, listen, I'm going to change the way I'm thinking. I'm going to try to create a new life for myself. And I'm going to do it by tapping in to Spirit. I'm going to do it by tapping in and really listening to what my heart is saying, listening to the the world around me, what is coming my way, looking for the signs, and be open to receive these messages from Spirit. And that will also help you navigate and go where you are being ushered to go. And then you have the peace sign, the peace card, and the top of this card is a 2, and it says intentions. Okay, So 2 is a number of cooperation, coming together with other people. So I align that again with the partnership card or the kindred card. It's coming together with people who think like you, who are on the same vibration with you. How can 2 walk together? At least they be in agreement. So if you're you're trying to move forward and change the way you see things, you got to get people who are mentally on the same pathway, who are thinking positive thoughts, who are thinking money thoughts. Begin to connect with those people, and you will find that is more peaceful and that there is a flow. And you got the planning and action card. So a spirit gives you and directs you and puts you in the path of the right kind of people with the right kind of thoughts. You got to make a plan. We got to start planning and then taking action. If you fail to plan, then there's a plan to fail. If you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. So we must put together a plan so that we are being strategic. You're now a leader over your money, is what I hear. So how are you gonna lead your money into success? What shifts are you gonna make to lead your finances into success? And I just asked that question, and a couple of beautiful cards came out of this deck. This is my Sacred Destiny deck. So we got to go through the transformation. Going through the transformation means you're gonna, some of the old ways you was doing stuff gotta go. Gotta go right now. Gotta go right now. So the butterfly is always about going from being a caterpillar, just kind of crawling around, lower vibrational on the ground, to going to the dark night of the soul, the dark moments, to become something else. So some of you guys are in dark places, and if you do your homework, if you be the teacher, if you study the books, you're going to become something else that's going to be beautiful, high vibrational, and will flow and fly. Flying high. You also have, this for me, I consider the Sun card. There is success if we just connect and do what we know we feel our hearts are calling us to do. God always wants us to do what we love. You know, if you're doing something just because of the money, it's not going to last. You have to find a reason to love something that you're doing, putting your heart and soul into it. So the Sun card comes to tell you, listen, it's a time for purification. It's a time for innocence. Get rid of that old toxic thinking of how you see money. Change your relationship with your money and your wealth, and you will do well. And you could even track love on your path. You know, sometimes when you get that money together, you start looking better and feeling better. It will attract, you know, a different vibration of people. And also, again, this piggybacks on what I just said. You got to find what you love. And when you do what you love, like I love doing this. I don't care what nobody say. I just love it. And when you start doing what you love, you know, there's an abundance to come with it. You'll begin to grow and you'll begin to connect with other people. And it just looks sunny and bright, okay? You got to keep moving forward. Doesn't matter what you've been through, where you've been, how dark it's been. There's always light at the end of the tunnel. So stop feeling sorry for yourself. Kick the dust off your feet and move forward. You can't drive forward looking backwards. You can't drive forward looking backwards. You must focus on the brighter days. You must focus on the road ahead. You must focus on your sun moment, your bright days, okay? And then tell yourself the truth. We've been probably telling ourselves a lot of lies that don't line up with what God would say. So again, this is piggyback. This is the truth card. Tell yourself the truth. What is the truth? I am in the image of God, and that my God owns all the cattle on 1,000 hills, which means I am in partnership and ownership with God. I just have to tap into what God is and has, and be in alignment with that. I am co-created with God. There is nothing I cannot do. There are no limits on me, only the limits that I set on myself, and I choose not to set no limits on myself. And then take delight that it's all going to show up on your path. Everything you need will show up on your path, but we have to trust that. We can't, doubt is a murderer of your success. Doubt, fear, and shame are murderers of your success. You must set your attentions. Begin to declare and decree, because you have king's blood in you. When you declare a thing, it shall be. Your words shall not return unto you void, but it shall accomplish the thing wherewith you sent it. So have inner peace about when you said something, when you created something that's positive, that is going to come back to you, and you can have peace and refuge that it is well, it is done, and you know God will supply. I'm going to pull one card from my 7 oracles, and then I'm going to get out of here. So we got the Close Encounters card. And again, this butterfly, some of you guys have been elevated. Some of you guys have been going through transformation, but you are allowing fear, some kind of fear, to block you from your full potential. So you've been feeling caged in. You've been feeling like you can't move forward. So this is an admonishment for me as I get out of here, is to open the cage of your heart. Open up your mind and know that you are free to make for yourself a good life. Make for yourself a more abundant life. But you cannot, if you're putting restrictions on yourself and limitations on yourself, you're doing yourself a disservice, because you can't put God in a box. You can open a church, but God is bigger than the church. You can try to capture him with the net. You'll never do it. God is so big and so abundant, and so are you, in spirit and in truth. So with that being said, I'm going to close it out with 2 words. Let's see what we got. Keep meditating, because it's going to bring you the answers. And wait on God. Wait on it to show up on your path, and believe. This has been Kimistry, the Star Soul Alchemist. I hope that something I said helps you on your financial journey. If you would like a personal reading with me, call me at 313-828-6810. That's 313-828-6810. Let's sit down and talk about what your blockage could be concerning your financial freedom and success. Look for me next week as we talk about the Dark Night of the Soul, where I will be bringing in guests and talking about what it is and what's the purpose. So with that being said, love and light to you. If you would like to leave a donation, you can cash app me at Kimistry, $Kimistry Tarot 1111. It will be greatly appreciated. Help keep me on the air. Peace and blessings to you. Namaste, kings and queens.
Thank you for joining us on Sharing Divine Guidance and Counsel through the Art of Tarot. Tune in every Sunday, 7 a.m. to 7:55 a.m. right here on Empower Sundays on the Vent Radio Network. Like and share. Support the show. You can also be a guest or sponsor by sending an email to chemistry1111radioandtv@gmail.com. Or you can call 313-828-6810. Come back every Sunday to see what's in